So what I learned also from Jeff Walker is, why do you have a duty to teach what you teach? So why is it your duty to bring your message to other people? What will they miss if you don't do it? So I think if you think like this is very similar to what you said before. Then people, I mean, then you have to be in front of the camera and shoot videos and create content and speak with people, because it's ethical. I have to do this, otherwise people will miss opportunities, or they will miss projects or things like that. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, love it. Cool. So when I mean, you already mentioned it, people are very good in selling face to face, meeting people. And through COVID, I mean, we have this pandemic, we have the situation where we are more focused now on digital things. So what are, in your opinion, what are differences when it comes to selling online compared to selling in the real world, so face to face? Are there things that people have in mind when they want to sell online better?
I mean, to me, it's like, I mean, I love selling online. I love doing Zoom calls or phone calls. I'm just used to that. But what I said to you earlier is, you want to make sure that you can get people to kind of experience on what, like, kind of being right in front of you, like, you know, the sights, the smells, the sounds. And the way that you do that, again, is to asking questions. So, I mean, if you're looking at content writing, you know, because, like, again, most of the audience is content writers, nobody wants to hire somebody to write content. That's just not it. They want to hire somebody because they want customers. That's at the end of the day.
Revenue.
A lot of times people think that, oh, they want me to hire content. No, they don't care about that part. They want to make sure that that content is going to lead to customers. That's why I always tell people, like, when you go into a hardware store and you go to buy a hammer, you don't go to buy a hammer. You buy it because you need a hole in the wall to hang a picture. That's why you're getting it, right? So you have to understand that's what content writers have to understand, that coaches have to understand, and you have to ask questions that's going to get people to start seeing what's going to happen. So if give me an industry that you want me to use. Give me a vertical.
Consultants, business coaches, yeah.
Business coaches, okay. So business coaches, so somebody comes to them and says, hey, listen, I want, you know, I'm looking at hiring a business coach. Then you guys start asking questions. You got to ask questions like I did with that young lady. So tell me a little bit about your coaching business now. Where is your coaching business where you want it to be? Absolutely not. So how is that affecting you, Jakob? How does that affect you not being where you want to be? Yeah, I mean, I'm not making the money I want to. So are you doing this to make money? Or are you doing it to serve people? Tell me a little bit about what you're doing it for. Okay, and getting them to start doing, and then the picture comes. So when you can start helping more people, how is that going to make you feel? How is that going to change your life? When you can start going from, hey, I'm just barely paying my bills, to now I can go out and get the house of your dreams. You know, I mean, can you envision that happening? If you were to go get that house, what's the first thing you would put in there? So what I would do, I ask a lot of these questions to get people engaged, but also for them to start. There's something called neuro linguistic programming, NLP. And and I don't use a lot of NLP, but one of the things I like to do is something called future pacing, which gets people to envision what their life is going to be when changes are done. So this is, I don't teach NLP. It's not a course that I teach, but there's certain pieces of it that I teach. And that's one that I really, because I want people to start looking, because if they look at their life the way it is as a coach, and that's all they see, they're not going to buy anything. They're not going to invest in themselves. But when they can start seeing a future version of them, or what can happen if they can do certain things like A, B, and C, and then you can let them see what can happen if you do that, they're going to start going, wow, I can see that transformation happening.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people sell, you know, most people have heard, don't sell features, sell benefits. You may have heard that, right?
Yes.
You never sell benefits. But the one thing that I don't hear often is there's features, there's benefits, but there's transformations. People love transformation. And I always sell to the transformation. I always talk to people about what can happen if you do this, what can happen. So what I would tell, so again, when you're all on Zoom or on the phone, they can't see you, right? They can't see you, they can't smell anything. Like if you're if you're a car salesman you can smell that, sell that new car smell.
Yes.
Right? If you're selling a home, they can go check out the home and see the view. They can see the neighbors. They can see the parks in the area. You can't do that. You can't do that the same way, but you can do that. You can do exactly that by asking the right questions. Can you imagine? I want you to take a moment and imagine this, Jakob. I want you to take a moment and imagine this.
Yeah.
I want you to picture this. When this happens, what are you going to do first? Those are the type of questions most students never ask. Clients never ask when they, before they hire me. They don't ask those questions. What they say is, listen, I meet people, I say hi, I find out what they are looking for, and then I start pitching my service. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what people do. So if you want things to change, if you're watching this now, if you're listening to this now, you want things to change, take what I'm sharing with you. There's a ton. I'm sure that the other podcasts Jakob's done are awesome, but I want you to ask yourself, what do you actually implement? So if you implement nothing from this conversation other than a few things, I would say become a better listener, paint a picture by asking questions, because these people that you're talking to cannot smell, see, feel, taste, touch unless you ask the questions that are going to invoke that for them. Let them see what the future like. Let them see how it's going to be working with you. Let them see these type of things. Ask those questions. And the thing is, if you spend the time, and most people don't, because I know most people don't even have a script, and I'm not one that believes in scripts where reading it verbatim, but I do like an outline. You should have an outline. You should go in prepared. And again, you're doing your future client a service, not disservice, by doing that, because at the end of the day, you have to believe that their life is going to change from working with you. And if you don't believe it, you may have to look for something else to do, because you should not, in my opinion, no one should do anything just to make money. That's like one of the worst reasons to do, especially in our line of work, coaching, consulting, like that. You have to be looking to help other people. It's got to lead with that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.